Hello, we are back. It's February. It's time for another tarot reading. We're going to go super fast today because last time was a little long with all that shuffling. Don't need to shuffle today. It's easy. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, here we go. We got our deck right here. It's all ready to go. I totally didn't look at it earlier when I wasn't recording. Looks like we have the Knight of Pentacles. All right, he is face up. So we're going to go see what he means. See you soon. Okay, we're back. Looks like the Knight of Pentacles tarot card meanings. Since it's upright, it means hard work, productivity, routine, and conservatism. Hard work, maybe not. Productivity, yes. Routine, that's where the productivity is. I think all those are going pretty good, so I like that. The Knight of Pentacles sits on a stationary draft horse, carefully looking at the gold coin held in his hand. He's in no hurry, preferring to assess and plan his path ahead before taking action. In the background, there's a broad field that has been laboriously plowed row by row, symbolizing that this knight is ready and willing to do the work to realize his dreams, even if it is repetitive and dull. Alright, so let's take a quicker look inside. The Knight of Pentacles, like the knights of the other suits, represents work, effort, and the responsibility that follows upon the dreams and ideals of the page. This knight is the most hardworking, methodical, and detail-oriented character of the tarot deck. He may not be the most inspiring or creative knight, but he'll do the work to get the results he seeks, even if that work is highly repetitive or routine. Okay, so I love this. When I think highly repetitive and routine, I do daily stretches, I have daily medications, I have all this daily stuff that I do every day, and it's all building to something, and I record it very carefully in my journal. I have tons of to-do lists. I'm trying to get everything done. I devote the same amount of time to everything every day, sort of. Sometimes I take breaks. When this card appears in a tarot reading, you are working methodically towards your goals. You have a plan in place, and you're sticking to your schedule to get that job done. You may not work particularly quickly, but you are consistent, dedicated, and committed to your goal. Put one foot in front of the other and finish this job. This card also asks you to continue doing what you are doing, plodding along and making gradual progress. No need to change your approach. Go with the flow, stick to your usual routines, and over time you'll reach your goals. The Knight of Pentacles shows that you're a natural planner and implementer. You envision your goals, determine the best course of action, and then stick to your path with a methodical and relentless focus. When you're in implementation mode, the job will get done, even if it requires hard work along the way. That's deep. I'm thinking about last week, when we were talking about last week, who knows when that was, when we overcame obstacles using our wisdom and cunning instead of brute force. I kind of see the same thing going on here, right? The wisdom and the cunning helped plan, and I'm going through the work of the plan now. I like it. I think it all works together. Meticulous in your approach, you make sure that everything is planned and executed down to the tiniest detail, and you will never leave a job half done. It is essential to you that you complete all assigned tasks and projects to a certain standard and that you follow through on your promises. This one is also a hit, my daily habit tracker. I'm pretty strongly filling it in. I'm trying to get all black. When it's all black, I get a good boost. So having those red downs and X's, those aren't cool. But for example, my weight loss, I think I'm on 5 days straight with black or neutral, which is awesome. Back in the old days, I used to give myself presents every time I hit a certain number of goals achieved days, but now there's no resources for that. But it's still important, I think. All right. Sometimes the Knight of Pentacles points to the more mundane or boring aspects of life. The daily grind, repetitive schedules, household chores, and other responsibilities and obligations. You may be assigned a project or a given task to do, and you will have to commit your time to see that project through to the end successfully. With the Knight of Pentacles, you'll be required to accept responsibility without any complaints or grudges. The Knight of Pentacles suggests you're taking a moderated and conservative approach to life right now. Definitely. It's too scary to go outside and participate. I'm doing what I can from the outside. And while you may be feeling that change is imminent, I feel so, you're sticking to your tried and tested ways of doing things. No new job search. You've established that you need routine and careful planning if you were to achieve your goals. It may not necessarily be an exciting period, but at least know you're on the right path. Even if you are growing tired and want to quit, this Knight invites you to keep at it. You'll eventually see success. It's nice when you actually have measurable goals, because you see that success pretty dang quick. Small though it may be. Cool. I love this one. Alright, there's the deck. Got the book in front of me. Alright, once again, this is Teresa Matsu's Yokai Oracle deck. Gift from my mom and very good patron. One of two. Alright, we have an updated, or an upended, what does that say? Itan Momen, the Flying Bolts of Cloth. Flexibility, subtle strength, adaptability. I like that a lot. I think that's a very good hit. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull it up. Starts with an I. Itan Momen, Flying Bolts of Cloth. Softness overcomes hardness. A strip of white cloth glides silently through the sky, swirling and dancing. It seems harmless, but this is the Itan Momen, a yokai that wraps around unsuspecting victims, suffocating them in its delicate grip, or whisks them away, never to be seen again. Though gentle in appearance, the Itan Momen uses its softness with deadly force. The proverb, softness overcomes hardness, which is Joyokugo wo seisu, is illustrated in the sport of judo. Haha, that's funny. I'm starting Aikido next week, which is pretty much the same as judo. We'll just pretend. The word judo means the gentle way, in which smaller athletes can overcome larger ones. Instead of direct resistance, yielding and redirecting leads to victory. Willow trees bend, great negotiators compromise, water carves through mountains. In a world that prizes toughness, the Itan Momen card reminds us that grace, flexibility, and adaptability can triumph over brute strength. It's kind of like, obviously we're worried about stuff here in Minnesota right now. I know there's a lot of people out there who are doing their best on the front lines. I'm not with them. Instead, I'm working in the background, trying to provide information as best I can. Reflection. How can you use redirection and flexibility as sources of strength to overcome a larger opponent or challenge? And that, my friends, is a read. Alright, I'm going to do one last fade out, and we can see you next month. Alright, Itan Momen and the Knight of Pentacles. We've learned a lot. We're going to approach this month with hard work, dedication, and be a little bit conservative in order to be adaptable, flexible, and overcome with, again, this time not cunning, but just flexibility. I love it, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.